Hello friends, and welcome back for our fourth project today. I can't believe we're at the last one already, but thank you so much for spending the day with me and having fun watching these cards and seeing all these new products. I don't know, that last card was maybe my favorite, but I don't know, this last one, it might be taking its place. If you don't know this about me, a lot of times I'm designing last minute or getting things done right before I start the video. And today was no different. So yeah, the last video, that card was my favorite, but this one just might take its place. And we are using 3 celebration products on this card. I thought we'd go out with a bang. I think these 3 go together very well. And then we're bringing in a bundle from the new mini catalog also. So the 3 celebration products that we're going to be using are this Fresh Freesia seam binding ribbon. We've had some ribbons like this before. We had the white crinkled seam binding ribbon. It was a little narrower than this one, but same type of ribbon. It is really flat and thin, so it doesn't add a lot of bulk to your cards. And you can get a roll of this ribbon for free with your $60 order during celebration. Then we've got our purple adhesive back sequins. This was another one of my top choices for celebration because I love purple and I love sequins. And these are some of my favorite Stampin' Up! Colors. I think we've got Berry Burst here, Fresh Freesia. I'm not sure if this is Pretty in Pink or Bubble Bath, but it can match a lot of our pinks. And then this one's kind of a white iridescent. And they are just absolutely gorgeous. I don't want to tell you how many packages I've stored away already, but I have a plan in mind for them. So these were one of my favorites, and then we're going to be using the Toadstool Gardens Designer Series paper. I had to make sure I get the name right. I was going to make a little sampler for you, but I ran out of time. I had some other things to do in between this video and the last one. So we will look at it this way. This is a 6x6 paper, and so this one is easier to show on camera. You get 48 sheets of the 6x6 paper. They are double-sided, and this paper coordinates with a punch bundle in the mini catalog. It is a Toadstool builder punch and a really cute stamp set. And I don't have that yet, but it is on my wish list. Look at this. This reminds me of a really wild zebra print, like from the 80s. So fun. These colors are bright and springy, and even if you don't like the toadstools, I think you can get on board with some of the other patterns. Like, look at this one. This one is gray granite, I think. It almost looks like a wood grain, but not quite. It's a nice neutral. I love this polka dot one and the stripes. And those have nothing to do with toadstools. They are just fun and beautiful colors. Then we've got a Fresh Freesia stripe, more of the toadstools. And I love this one too, the Melon Mambo. So that is super fun paper. So this also is free with a $60 purchase. So if you want all 3 of those things, you're going to have to spend a little bit, but you could get the Toadstool bundle. You could get this bundle we're going to use on our last card today. It is the Hugs for Love bundle. It is great for Valentine's Day because you can see it has the Valentine's sentiment in there. But some of these are great for any time that you want to send a card to cheer somebody up. Sending you a big hug, you make me smile, you and I make the best team. I think these are some really great sentiments. Of course, all the different hearts. And then it comes with this punch. This is To the Point label punch. And it is a really nice label punch, not just for the stamp set, but others as well. In fact, there is a second coordinating stamp set in our mini catalog that has more images that fit this punch. So that is really awesome. I love punch bundles. And if you've been around Stampin' Up! For a while, you know the punch bundles tend to sell out sometimes. So if you like any of the punch bundles, I would put those at the top of your list. Okay. Want to see the card? Of course you do. This is our last card today. I just love the pinks and purples. It's so much fun. So remember that of the 4 cards I've shared today, if you would like a card kit so that you can make cards at home, you just need to shop with me now through Monday. And when you spend more than $50 before tax and shipping, you will get the card kit for the 4 cards that we made today. And if you spend over $60, you will get a celebration reward, maybe this fun paper, maybe the sequins, maybe that seagull stamp set. It's up to you. And I'm also going to include a free pack of these heart sequins in your card kit if you spend over $60. Now, I am using the different embellishments on this card than I did on the other one, but I just wanted to show them to you. You can use any ribbon, or you could use some of that twine we used on the other cards. You could for sure use the hearts on this card too, but I wanted to show you some of the other celebration things, and I thought they all went really well together on this card. So your card kit will come like this, with each card in its own envelope with all of your pieces. So for this one, we have a fresh freesia card base, 4 and a quarter by, no, not 4 and a quarter, 5.5 by 8.5, and fold in half. I scored at 4 and a quarter. You can tell I'm getting tired. It's been a long day. Okay, then we have a piece of the designer series paper, and I thought that I would use a different pattern. This size is 5 and a quarter by 4. And depending on how many people order card kits, you may get a different pattern in yours, but I think that any of them are going to work and look lovely. So I thought I'd use a different one just to show you. And you may get one or the other or something different in your card kit, but they will all look great. So there is this one. I don't know which one you like better. I can't decide because I like them both. Okay, then I have a piece of basic white that is 3 by 4, and we're going to use the tiny little heart stamp from the Hugs and Love stamp set, and fresh freesia ink to match our ribbon and our cardstock. And you know, a lot of you said coordination is your favorite thing about Stampin' Up, and it is my favorite thing too, because you don't have to go and try and color match things. The colors just match, and it's awesome. So I'm just doing some stamping of the little hearts kind of down the center here. And then while we have our ink out, let's stamp our sentiment too. So I've already punched this out with the To The Point label punch. There are 2 frames in the stamp set that will fit, excuse me, right inside this punch shape. This one's kind of neat because it has a heart on each of the points. Now, it may be easier to stamp and then punch, but for the sake of the card kits, so you don't have to have the punch yourself, I'm going to do the punching ahead of time for you. If I was just making this card, I would probably stamp first and then punch, but you can do it either way. And then for our sentiment, we are going to use Melon Mambo ink. And I chose to use the Sending You a Big Hug. But remember, I've been encouraging you all day, buy the stuff you like, use the stuff you have. If you don't have this exact bundle, skip the frame and put a different sentiment in here. It is not a big deal to change it out, make it yours, and you're still going to get a beautiful card. Okay. Next, we have some assembly. So now I have a piece of Melon Mambo that's 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And we're going to layer our white on there. And then I have another strip of the designer series paper. This one is 1 1/2 by 3. And I went with that fresh freesia piece because it will coordinate well with our ribbon. Now, before you add this piece to your card, you want to wrap your ribbon around. Don't forget that step. I don't know about you, but there have been many times when I've been making cards where I forget to wrap the ribbon around and add it before I attach it to the card. And I have to pull it back up. The nice thing about most of our adhesives is they're pretty strong, but if you get them back up right away, usually you can do it without too much trouble and ripping of your paper. And you can ask me how I know, because I've had to do that quite a few times. Okay, so you can decide how big you want your bow and trim your edges. This ribbon, well, at least mine, seems to have a lot of static cling. Maybe it's just my fingers today. Okay, you can decide if you want to put this layer on with dimensionals or with your Stampin' Seal Plus or glue and do it flat. I'm just going to do mine flat. And then our sentiment, we will pop that up with dimensionals. All right. And I'd off-centered this a little bit. You could put it right in the center. I put it a little bit to the right, but you can do whatever you want. And then, of course, we have to finish off with some of our purple sequins. And like I said, you could use the gold hearts too. Could use some of these pink ones. It really doesn't matter, because actually I think the berry burst, well, maybe the berry burst isn't in this sheet of the paper, but the berry burst kind of looks like Melon Mambo. I used it on another card where I used Melon Mambo, and it actually worked pretty well. Some of these embellishments that are kind of iridescent can take on different colors, so any of them would look good. So there we go. There is our fourth project. And I don't know. I'm going to have to think about which one is my favorite, this one or the last one, because I really like it. So this one, I told you in the last video, I copied all these cards from a creative convention that I went to in December with other demonstrators. So this one, she had used different designer series paper, so I just copied the layout, but I changed the colors and the paper, and I just really love the pink and the purple. So you know what? Let me grab the other cards that we made today so you can see all four of them together. See if I can get them all in the screen here. So these were our four projects today. If you can pick a favorite, you let me know in the comments what your favorite was. I am kind of torn between these bottom two, but really I love all of them. And I think the celebration products this year are really a lot of fun. And it's hard to choose what you're going to pick for your reward, isn't it? Okay, so let me see. I think I'm going to flip the camera back up to my face. Let's see if I can do that without too much trouble. There we go. Now the tricky part, whoops, tricky part is getting it back in my holder. I do not have a holder that just flips easily. So let's see, but I don't want it to be all shaky. Okay. Thank you for the kind words, Carmen. I'm glad you enjoyed the cards today, and I'm so glad some of you were able to join me live. So I have a few more posts that I'm planning for our party group today yet, and then you will see things kind of trickle off, but you can still come back and participate and read all of the posts. And then Monday will be the last day to get the ordering special and to participate for prizes. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to draw winners for all of the prizes. So I don't have the embellishment in here anymore. But this morning I showed, I think in the first video, one of the prizes will be for participation. So you can earn party points by commenting on the posts and by participating in the party and ordering. And there is a post that shows you how to earn the party points. And then I'll just tally up everyone's points and draw a random winner to win the really pretty blue and purple sparkly embellishments I showed them this morning. I just posted one a little bit ago. It is a sketch challenge, so you can get crafting. You don't have to feel like you have to use something brand new. Use something you have. But one of my favorite things in our catalogs now is that they are including some sketches for cards and tags. And I think it's a really fun way to get crafting and take some of that thinking out of it for you. So pick one of the sketches. I shared the picture in the group, but you can also find it on page 12 of the mini catalog. And pick one of those sketches, create something, and share it with us. And I will draw a random winner from everyone who participates there. And that winner is going to get a sampler of all of the Celebration Designer Series paper. So it's going to be 6x6 sheets, and it will be one 6x6 sheet of every pattern of the Celebration papers. I believe there's 3 of them. So lots of paper. And then there will be a third chance for a prize later on, so stay tuned for that. If you have any questions or you need some help figuring out what goes together, what you should order, what to pick, please tag me or message me, and I'm happy to help you figure that out. I mentioned the starter kit special a little bit this morning in my first video, but that is another great option. And I did bring my Stampin' Up markers. I almost forgot to show those. So the special this time is a choice. So the starter kit's $99, and option 1 is you pick $125 of product, and then you can choose 2 of our Stampin' Up marker sets. So we have 4 color families. They each include 10 markers, so you get to pick 2 of them. It's 20 markers. If I had to pick, the bright colors are my favorite, so I would go with the bright colors. And then, I don't know, it is a hard choice to choose a second one. I'm not really sure. I like the subtles. This is a fun story. When I joined Stampin' Up, oh, let's see, it's been, how old is my daughter? She's 12. I joined when she was 3 months old. So 12 years ago, when I joined, it was, you got to pick a color family of ink pads. And I picked the subtles, which now looking back, I'm like, that's different because I really love the bright colors. I don't know why I didn't pick those, but I guess we change, right? So maybe the subtles and the brights. The neutrals are nice to have also. And of course, I like the regal colors too. So I don't know. You could pick 2 and you could put the other 2 in your starter kit if you wanted to do that. And then with that option, you also get this stamp set. It is an exclusive one that you can only get in the starter kit special during Celebration. It is called Handmade Designs. I heard me talk about it a couple times today. The fonts, I love the font in this one too. So I thought about using that stamp set today too, but I ran out of projects. So you'll have to come over and follow me on my business page, and we will get to that stamp set probably in a few weeks. And then option 2, if you don't like the stamp set and the markers, is $99, and you get to pick out $155 of product, which is also fun. So if you have a long wish list of things in the online exclusives or the kits or the mini catalog, that's a good way to get the most for your money. You get free shipping on the starter kit too. And then after you buy it, you can make regular purchases to earn your Celebration rewards. But you're shopping at a discount then, which is awesome. So it starts at a 20% discount and can go up from there. And if you have more questions about the starter kit or you're curious about that, you can ask and let me know that also. I'm happy to chat about it. And it is a really fun deal, and it is so fun to be a part of Stampin' Up. And it's not a deal that's too good to be true. There really are no strings attached. In fact, the person that I had sign up yesterday, she has bought the starter kit from me before, and she knows what a good deal it is. So she did it again. So if you decide it's not for you and you drop, you just go back to being a customer. And then like she did, you can buy it again sometime. So feel free to ask any questions about that. I have one more post about the starter kit too, because it is really the best deal. But choose whatever option works for you, because getting Celebration rewards is awesome too. All right, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you loved all of the projects, and I hope that you are excited for all of these new products like I am. Have a great rest of your day.